Hello everybody on YouTube. My name is Tyler. I wanted to post a video on what I think the world is, how it's all messed up, and what I believe is going to happen in the next few years. There are 5 things that are going to happen, or could happen I should say, that will change this world. One is the sun. A solar storm could wipe out our power grid and change our world forever. Number 2 is the dollar collapse. If the dollar collapses, we have no money to pay for anything because our money is worthless, and that could lead to a big effect in the U.S. and not just in the U.S. but the world itself, in where people will have to learn a new way of living. The third thing that could happen is a pole shift. This could happen, this may happen, this might not happen. It'd be interesting if it did. I see if that happened, there'd be world devastation. Probably an estimated 4 billion people could die. Billions of people could die. That'd be one of the big things that could happen. And that would be sad, because a lot of people would lose their lives. But it would be kind of like a cleansing of the earth. And a new race of people will emerge, and I would love to think that they would create this new society in which everybody lives peacefully and loves the earth and doesn't use petroleum-based products, because that is really one of our most biggest downfalls, is petroleum products. This is the worst thing we could ever have amounted to, was doing this, using oil. Oil itself, in the banking system alone, could collapse this whole world in a way that is 100 times worse than the U.S. Depression back in the 1920s. I feel as though our world is so fragile that if one of these things, oil or electricity or a big pole shift or even a solar storm itself were to happen, hell, now they're even talking about aliens invading. You see it in movies. I mean, isn't it weird how there are more movies now about alien-based movies, like, let's see here, what ones were there? There was Battleship, there was a bunch of movies, you can look them up, but you probably seen them already. And the thing is, what is that telling you about the world itself? Are we going to get invaded? I mean, it's a little weird, isn't it? What if the world does get invaded? Are those people going to be nice? Are they going to be friendly? Are they going to be, terroristic and destroy the world and mine our resources? You don't know. That's the sad thing, you don't know. Would it be nice if you knew what would happen? That way you can live your life for what it is and not for what it isn't. It's kind of sad that the government isn't giving us all the information that they should be giving us, and it's all in the benefit of themselves and corporations. And it's sad that the government is so corrupted. It's kind of sick. Because what if we only have a couple years left on this earth? I mean, I don't know about you, but I'd be living a different life right now. I wish I would probably do so many things before I knew the world was gonna end. I wish I could see that. But everybody has their hidden agendas, and everything, and we're not part of that agenda, or we're the manipulation of this agenda. We're controlled by this agenda. And it's sad how some people are so driven by power that they just want to control everything. And I feel sorry for those people. I don't hate them. I feel sorry for them. Because they're hurting a lot of people's lives for the gain of their own. And it's like they don't understand how the world as a whole should be. A world where love should be more prophetic than disaster. We live in this age, this sad age of where we don't, how to put it, we're fear. We feel fear all the time. We think the world's gonna end. And it's sad that the government honestly would rather help out the banks instead of the people itself. The system is so broken but so easy to fix that people just don't want to do it. Let's take an account for, let's say, solar panels. If we build more solar panels, we wouldn't have to use oil. We could use electrical cars. We find a way to use hydrogen. Develop fuel cell technology. Put millions of dollars, not billions, that'd be a lot of money, but millions of dollars into this, so we can have a better future for our families, for our life, and live a life that is worth living. Because right now this world itself, it's sad that a lot of people are so trapped in this world that they have to be sucked into something that they don't want to do, but they decide to do anyway, because if they feel it'll gain themselves in the end. And it's sad how people think that way. And you would imagine what the world would be like if everybody banded together and stood up. They made their own government. Kicked out, how to say it? They make this new government. Not a one world government, but a government in where it works and it lasts. Because this government itself is not going to last. It's not. It's going to lead to anarchy and martial law. And that's sad, because the world itself can do so much more. We can do so much more, but we choose not to. Because we're controlled by a certain amount of people who have their own hidden agendas. And we just don't know what to do. We don't. We have never been faced with this. With the idea that we could be turned into a world where we can actually live, or we can be subject to a government that doesn't want us to live for our lives. And I believe that is wrong. If the world itself came together and did the right thing, we would be living in a world right now where love and peace would be so much more profound than a world where fear and devastation is all around us. I'd love to live in that world where there's a lot more less fear. A world where people actually work together and do the right thing. We should all do the right thing, but we don't. I don't know. Maybe we should all just go to the U.S., go to Washington, D.C., throw them out of the office, and take a vote. Everybody take a vote on something, on what the world should be like. Let the people use the money. Don't let the government use the money, because they're just destroying us in the end. The human population is back behind a wall, and they don't know what to do anymore. So they just keep doing what they know. This is wrong. This is not right. This doesn't feel right. I hope whatever I said helps some people in the world, but I see it as not being a big help to anybody. Because words are only as strong as the effect it has on the world itself. And if something did come out of this video, it would be interesting. I'd love to see something happen. Try and occupy, yeah, that'd be cool. Occupy Washington, D.C. Have 100 million people just go to Washington, D.C. and say, we don't like how the world is, we don't like how the U.S. is, and we want to change it. If you get 100 million people, and other people just converging in different locations around the U.S., something could change. Because they are one, then we're the 99%. They are one. The 1% that controls everything. We're the people. We have the power. If we honestly wanted to, we could change this world so quickly on a dime that it would make our lives so much easier. Imagine it, free electricity, free transportation, no currency, no debt. Work. What work? Wouldn't that be awesome? Not having to work and live life how you want to travel. Travel all over the world. Wouldn't that be awesome? To do whatever you want and not be subjugated to a world where you have to be in debt. You have to do this. That would be amazing. That's just my idea.